Hey guys, welcome back.
In this session, we will learn about string handling. A string is a data type which we have used already. The main interesting thing about string is object data type, but still we will use it as like a primitive data type. The primitive data types are like what? Integer, float, double, boolean. These are all primitive data types. But string is not a primitive data type. It's an object data type. That's why you will get a lot more functionality with a string. So you can concatenate a string. You can use different methods that are available with the string class object. So let us take a look at how we can use string for different utilities. Before that, let us talk about the importance. After you are very good with conditional statements and loops, the next best bet you can invest your time is on string handling. On a daily, day-to-day basis, you will be spending string handling in your job. So typically everything we do in a program is either manipulate the data, update the data, or present it in a different format, or remove something from the data. That's how the programs, most of them will work. So in every case, we will be using string manipulation as a basis. So what is a string? Let us look at the definition. So a string is a sequence of characters. In Java, a string is an object that represents a sequence of characters. So if you declare string name equal to, in quotations, automation, the name variable is holding a sequence of characters which are automation. And you can also use it as an object. String name equal to new string within the parenthesis automation. Here we are declaring the string as an object. Even the first statement, we simply declare it as a primitive data type. It's still internally converting into an object. Java provided this convenience because it's so widely used so that it will be shorter and simpler to use it this way, to directly assign the value rather than using new operator. So to get a good grip on what are the available methods on a string, the best place to go is Java API documentation. Let us Google and go to the string API documentation. So let us take a look at the API. Here I'm searching for string API Java. So you can select this Oracle docs here, and this is where we can find details about what kind of methods are there on the string object and what we can do with that. Typically it gives explanation what it does and also what is the return type on the method we are going to use. So I want to scroll up, and I like the frames view so that the classes will be on the left side, the package at the top. So here the class we are interested is string. Once you are here, if you're coming here for the very first time, it will be a little bit overwhelming. Nothing to worry about it. We are not going to master all of these classes and all of these packages. We will be using it on demand as required. So you don't have to worry about knowing everything on this document by heart. Okay, in our case, there are few exceptions. String is one of them. You need to know the most available methods because you use it so regularly. Let me scroll down a little bit so that we can check a couple of methods. So here the constructors and here the methods. So here are the methods, like one method that says charAt. So at this location, you will give the location. At that location, what is the character it was storing? You will get the character back. So here is the return type and here is the method. Okay, some of the ones are very useful is compare to. If you are trying to compare one string to another string, this compare to will be useful. And then if you are searching for certain characters inside a string, then contains will help. And let us scroll down a little bit here. We have few other methods. Checking for is empty, it will give a return type of boolean. So if you pass in an empty string, so you do not put anything in between the quotes, you just pass in empty quotes, then is empty will return a boolean. So is empty will return a true as true. And length method gives the length of the string. So these are pretty much all of these are, most of them are very useful. I want you to go over with you a couple of them now. Let us start with concat method on the string, which will concatenate two strings and we get the output. I'm going to open Eclipse and create a new class, string handling. A new class, string handling, under Java Fundamentals package, class string handling. Obviously we want a main to run, so a main statement, a main method, and here I will declare a string which would be name equals to automation. Okay, so this is the regular primitive data type style of assigning value. You can also do string last name equals to new string in quotes test. Okay, so we have declared string in two different ways. One is directly assigning the value, and the second one is using new operator like an object. Just want to clarify one more time, this is also internally doing new string in the background. For the convenience of string utilization, the developers of Java has allowed to use it like a primitive data type. Okay, so now our interest is to concatenate these two values. All you have to do is type in name and do a dot, so that it will give you all possible methods, which is very good, because that way you will have everything handy. But still, to filter out, you need to know what you're going to use. In this case it's right up there, but still sometimes you need to know what you're going to use. That's why I want everybody to be very familiar with the methods on string. So here we will use concat, and the parameter it is looking for is a string. So you need to mouse over the concat and see what is the method expecting as a parameter. So here the method is expecting a parameter which is of string type, and still you'll get the definition and some information which is handy right there. Concatenate the specified string to the end of this string. So here we don't have anything by name str, but we do have something by name last name. Let us concatenate that, semicolon. To see the result, let us do a sysout on this. And run as Java application, and we can see automation is concatenated with the second variable last name, which is test, right? So it's good to have a space in between, so I will throw in a space right before the test, or you can do right after the automation. Right click, run as Java application. You can see automation space test. That's how the first one and second one are got concatenated. Well, that is pretty straightforward. Now I want to use substring. Substring means you are stripping out a partial string out of the main string. This gets a little interesting. Let us do that. Let us go check the API first, and then we will come back into Eclipse. So here in this Java API, we can notice the substring. Substring returns a new string that is a substring of this string. So basically, you're getting a partial string out of the original string. The catch here is the parameter you need to pass in, right? So it is integer begin index. So this parameter is basically int. So you need to pass in a number, and it indicates a begin index from where onwards you want the rest of the string. Okay, we will try both of these, which takes begin index and end index. Let us go back to our Eclipse. So here I will use the name to substring. So again, dot substring. I will use this one, which will take a begin index only, the one that takes only one parameter, right? And select that. And remember, it is an integer. If you are in doubt, you have to mouse over, and an argument to match substring int should be provided. So it is suggesting there should be int parameter. I was not there yet, so I'm going to give a parameter to it. So I would say substring from 3 places, semicolon. Let us print it out. So that we know what it does. Right click, run as Java application. If you look at here, the second one, it's a substring that it took out from the main string. So I gave 3 as the index. So it starts with the 0. It starts with the 1, which is A, U, T. That part is gone. 3 characters are gone, and it is remaining with the omission, which is the remaining substring. So if I change this to something like start with 3 and just give me only until 5, right? So it should get substring which is only 2 characters and not the full length. So it will print out OM. So it is skipping the first 3 and only going up to the 5th location. So O is 4th location and 5th location is M, and it's skipping again the remaining part of the string. Let me dock this output at the bottom so that it won't always go away. So this one I can drag and drop here. I want the code to be on the top. This one to be at the bottom so that we can have them docked and staying there in location. Okay, that is substring, right? Substring is 2 types. One, you can give the begin index, that's it, or you can give the begin index and ending index so that it strips out whatever it is there between those 2 indexes. We will see continuation of string in the next lesson. Thank you.